Previously on Survivor. 16 strangers came to Northfield Farm.
To play a little game called Survivor.
After 2 full days of intense competition, only 7 campers remain. Now time for the secrets of Northfield Farm to be revealed.
Let's go.
Campers! Got more for you tonight.
No way.
No way. Are you serious?
I am very serious. Everybody here?
We
got 2 minutes left.
Sorry, bro, you gotta come out with
One last thing.
Go!
Let's go. Time for a little campfire story. We haven't been entirely honest with you all about what happens here at Northfield Farm. So we wanted to come out and just tell you some of the history behind the Roy Sand Festival, and more importantly, the Survivor Gods. Back in August of 2015, was the first time that we came out here to do something like this. We hosted it was just a little camping weekend. 11 campers came out, I was one of them, but only 10 campers went home. See, that weekend, we awoke the Survivor Gods here at Northfield Farm. The Survivor Gods is the name given to the spirit that is attached to this land. It is connected with the farm. It feeds off of a person's inner fire. The fire that drives you to compete and the fire that drives you to achieve. It is undoubtedly the spirit that brought you all here this weekend. The spirit was initially attracted to the farm by the intensity of the Merrimack Madness competition of the 1960s. Back then, there were campers who felt the power here. They harnessed the spirit, they felt it within them, and this bonded the gods to the land. Years later, when the farm went up for sale, the campers who had been here for it came back and they bought the farm. They knew it was a very special place and they wanted to share it with the rest of the world. So, they opened up a little retreat and they organized a group to come out here and to teach and spread the message and the word of the Survivor Gods. And on the 3rd day of the retreat, the group went up the hill where we all celebrate Tribal Council today. They made a fire, they circled it, they held hands, and they chanted 3 times, outwit, outplay, outlast. And in that moment, the fire sparked up, it touched one of the campers. It started to draw their inner flame. Slowly, that flame left her body, and when the fire was gone, so was the camper. And she was never seen again. But I'm still hungry. The flames yelled out. Now, the group's theory was feeding the flame, feeding the survivor gods would make the world a better place, would make it more fulfilling. It would ignite the fire within all of us around the world. So the campers weren't afraid to lose their inner fire. They weren't afraid to lose their life because they thought that it was for the greater good. But they still wanted someone to be around to see the great world that the survivor gods would create with the sacrifices that they were giving to them. So they came up with a plan. They were going to take a vote to decide who the next sacrifice would be. For the next 36 days, the campers would go up the hill, and one by one, they would disappear. On the 39th day, only a single camper remained. But I'm still hungry! The survivor god screamed from the flames. This last remaining camper, known only as the god's host, was able to use his charm and creativity to recruit new campers to the farm. And with each new group came new sacrifices, and the survivor gods grew stronger and stronger. Now, years later, it's the 90s and the new millennia approaches. The Y2K conspiracy theory is growing traction around the world. Well, the host exploits this new movement and he invites a group of doomsday preppers to the farm. By this point, though, the survivor gods were stronger than they had ever been. They'd been feeding on sacrifices for years. So when the doomsday preppers arrived, the power of the survivor gods coursed through their veins. But it didn't make them want to be better. It didn't make them want to achieve more. It drew them mad. Paranoia ran rampant through the farm. The doomsday preppers started to attack and kill one another. This was the first time that the host realized the true power of the survivor gods. The survivor gods didn't want to help us. They wanted to destroy the world. So just as the spirit was growing in strength and about to detach from the camp, run rampant across the world, the survivor god's host grabbed his torch, snuffer, and he smashed it into the flames, and he said, "The tribe has spoken." Just then, this sent shockwaves across the farm, and it threw the host out into the forest, into a tree, knocking him unconscious. When he awoke, bright light filled his eyes. A silhouette approached. Through the darkness appeared a man. Black suit and a black tie, who described himself as a member of an elite paranormal group of investigators known only as the BSS, the Bureau of Scary Stuff. When the host had snuffed out the survivor god's flames, a part of the spirit bonded with him, and the other part of the spirit bonded with the farm. The farm was closed and sold back to the state, hoped to never be thought of again. But now, due to the host's new bond with the survivor gods, it was theorized that only he could keep the gods at bay by simulating those disappearances. They conducted simulations in continents and tropical locations all around the world for many, many years. And then basically just like one island for the last few years. But here at Survivor Roysan, we knew nothing about this history of the survivor gods. We knew nothing about its attachment to this farm when we came out for our fun little simple camping trip back in 2015. Now, it could have been a coincidence. It could have been a coincidence that we decided to camp here, but when the survivor gods are involved, nothing is 100% chance. It was also Saturday night, the night that we awoke those gods. We were sitting in this exact spot around this exact campfire, and I guess through the course of our conversation, we said, outwit, outplay, outlast 3 times. And the flames shot up, and they touched one of our friends. And we watched as it drew the flame from him. And when the fire was gone, so was he, and we've never seen him again. before we could react, the Bureau had already arrived. We had awoken the survivor gods again, and therefore they thought it was up to us to keep them here, to keep them from spreading across the world again. Since this original simulation that they had tried worked so well, they decided that running a much smaller simulation, and albeit on a much smaller budget, would work. They thought it might have the same effect. So since then, the Roysan Festival started, and for 8 years we have kept the survivor gods at bay. But you never know when they will strike again. The harder you compete, the larger your inner fire grows. And that is what keeps the survivor gods down. As you enter the final day of your competition, I have only this to say. Play hard, keep your eyes on the prize, and may the survivor gods shine their light upon you all. I will see you all again in the morning. Thank you.
We had some drama with people leaving the camp last night in the middle of the night.
I was kind of sleeping and I heard Matt leave the tent. He didn't come back for a while. And then finally, someone came back into the tent and it was Zach. And I was like, interesting. Those two have been out there together for a while. Zach came in, lay down for a minute, sat up for like 2 minutes, and then went right back out. Gave it a few minutes and then I went out. And when I was first unzipping the tent, they were like farther into camp. And by the time I was done zipping everything back up, they were like sitting in the chairs acting like normal.
Did you hear any of last night's shenanigans?
No.
They were in and out.
There's a spark.
How? There's
Is
a spark.
it on? Last night when we went to tribal council to vote out Darren, Matt's name was also on the chopping block, and he actually decided to give me a clue to a hidden immunity idol.
I rechecked it. I was wrong. I did the math on the part with 2 sets of initials of your country. Each letter equals its place in the alphabet. It's KNNP.
I feigned some stomach illness and made everybody think that I was having some stomach pains, which gave me the opportunity to escape camp for a little bit.
I've made some survivor errors. First was telling Zach about the clue. My man is like a hound dog. It's not subtle.
I've already debunked the code. In addition to retrieving that code, I've unlocked the shed.
Dude's coming back to the shed with the shovel, with the note tied to the top. And I'm like, why would you tie the note back on to look like it was never removed?
Honestly, I was trying to hide it from Matt.
The note he had retied to the shovel said, "You were able to open the shed. The clue for an idol has been hidden on your buff this entire time. If X marks the spot, then you have the shovel. Dig under the other tool to find the idol."
I think this is the tool. Underneath the tool is the ore.
And on camp, we have an ore leaning up against a tree. And I dug everywhere around that tree. And my fingernails are disgusting. I dug like a madman, just trying to find it. And I can't.
I bet you it was.
There is a scene.
Look at this.
Oh my gosh.
That had to be where it was, right?
That looks like definitely on purpose.
So they had it.
A lot of paranoia from the girls. I think Zach needs to be careful with his actions. Like, are you good? And he's like, yeah. Oh, I know, but your stomach was hurting.
And I ate 2 hot dogs really fast.
I am loyal as
But when
2
you
to
start
5
doing
until
sketchy
something
shit
like that. I don't want to be the one to say, but are we thinking that we need to chop him now? I'm trying to tread lightly with the conversations. They think that it's just suspicious that you're like wandering and looking for items.
When you went out,
No way. Yeah. Are you down to take this to 5?
Yeah, why wouldn't I?
Yes, okay, perfect. I just want to make sure. I'm just confirming.
No, yeah.
Good.
Do we just go for Zach? Matt won't be mad. And you don't think so?
I don't think so. You get there.
You think we have to go with the vibe?
Tree mail. Okay, now that you know our story, it is time for the final day to begin. Report to Tribal Council. We will give out immunity and find out who the next person joining the jury will be.
I don't have an idol at the end of the day. Zach may have an idol. Zach put a lot of heat on me, put a lot of heat on himself, and so I'm going to try to move that heat all over to him.
Let's confirm. I know. Oh my god, I want to go throw up now.
Yeah, but it's got to happen.
Good morning, campers. Good
Morning, JJ.
I hope you all rested well. I hope you all feel ready to attack this final day, and I hope your inner fire has grown overnight. I hope that you also enjoyed my little drop-by last night. I thank you for having me to tell that story. It's a really important story to everyone here at Northfield Farm. It is our history. And so, we wanted to start your day with a little quiz to see how well you guys remember the story that I told last night. So, I have in front of me 5 questions. If you get an answer correct, you get a point. The person with the most points at the end wins. And if there's a tie, we have a tiebreaker ready to go. First things first, I'll be taking back both of those immunity idols. I'll give it to you. Please do. Thank you. Thank you, Zach. We will not be needing this second one anymore. Today, only one individual immunity idol is up for grabs. First question. How many campers came to Northfield Farm for our original camping trip in 2015? Everyone have their answer? Reveal. The correct answer was 11. Everyone gets a point except for Megan, who said 8. Question number 2. What was the competition that originally attracted the survivor gods to the farm? Reveal. The correct answer is Merrimack Madness, meaning we've got 3 correct answers. That is Jen, Matt, and Karen. Everybody else, wrong.
I'm sure this was said somewhere.
It was, but that is not, that's not when it was said. Matt, Karen, and Jen have 2. Everyone else has 1 except Megan, who has 0 still. Third question. On what day did the original disappearances end? The first group that came here for the retreat, there was disappearances among the group. When did that end? What day did that end? Reveal. 39th day is the correct. August 15th is not correct. Megan still with 0 points. Keep holding them. I want to see everybody. 10. So, yeah. 39th day. Only Matt and Michelle got that right. What conspiracy theory did the host use to recruit the preppers? All right. Answers. Correct answer was Y2K. Turn of the century? Yeah, we'll take that. Turn of the century. And Y2K, we'll accept those answers. Matt with 4 points in the lead. Final question. What is the name of the paranormal investigators that monitor this farm? ready, reveal. BS. You had it, Vega, and you didn't write it this time.
My brain is not working.
The Bureau of Scary Stuff. That is, we'll accept spooky stuff. Matt.
You did.
That's a point. Come here, Matt. Congratulations. You pick up your first individual immunity idol. This knowledge is going to get you further in the game. Now we move on from the challenge portion of your visit here to a regular old tribal council. How much has been going on this morning? I can't imagine you guys have even been awake too long, but what's been going on at camp? I'll start with that. You just won?
You know, I'm gonna be honest, I think a lot of us have been awake for a while.
Okay.
The intrusive thoughts win at 4 in the morning, you know? You're just like sitting there and your mind's spinning, at least for me personally. And so it's just like, yeah, we got out of the tent, I don't know, 2 hours ago, but it's just like that. At this point in the game, the mind's always racing. So.
Karen, yesterday you had a tribal council. You could argue 2 in a row that you thought you were going to be the one going home. You were saying it yourself, and then that didn't happen. You're still sitting here right now. What do you feel like has changed overnight? What do you feel like has changed maybe since the morning?
I mean, when someone is so clearly on the bottom, sometimes it's just an easy vote out, and I think Survivor fans don't like easy vote outs, so I think that's what happened. But I still don't really know. Like, we really didn't have that much time, so I'm putting some trust in people and hoping for the best. And then we'll see.
Who feels like they're on the chopping block right now? Who feels like they are legitimately... Yeah, this makes sense. There's only one hand not raised. So Zach, bring me through that. Are you paranoid? Were you paranoid back at camp? Like, what's the thought?
Yeah, I think this deep into the game, paranoia definitely sets in when you're here, eligible to receive votes. I think that at this stage in the game, bonds have been created and groups have been formed, and I trust those people, and that's how we get one step further in the game. So yes, definitely nervous, always will be if I'm here unprotected, but we just have to have trust. It's the only way.
It is time to vote. Let's see how everything shakes out. Vega, you're first.
You got this.
And that's that.
This is what I said I would do. We're going for the 3-2 split. We'll see what happens.
I'll go tally the votes. Stop trying to get me to take my shoes off. I'm sick of it.
Anyone has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. If not, once the votes are read, the decision is final. That person will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote, Zach. Jen. Zach. That's 2 votes Zach, 1 vote Jen. Zach. The 10th person voted out of Survivor, Northfield Farm, and the 3rd member of our jury, Zach. That's 4. That's enough. You can bring me your torch.
Zach, the tribe has spoken. I'll meet you up there.
Well, well, well. The final day has officially begun. You got a long day of competition ahead. Keep your inner fire strong. Please grab your things, head back to camp. I'll see you at your next Immunity Challenge. Stay tuned for scenes from our next episode.
So unfortunately, I've been voted out. Really sad. Really sad about it. And the worst part about it is I'm sitting there, the votes have been cast, and I think, I have all the information about the hidden immunity idol. Should I get up and go dig under the whatever it's called, this thing? Should I go dig under that to find the idol and play it, nullifying all the votes? It would have been so sick. Jen would have gone home with 1 vote. Oh my god. It would have been so sick. And I got too comfortable. But it was fun. I'll get over it pretty fast. It's alright. Whatever, man. I'm pretty devastated right now, I have to say. I need to sleep.
Next time on Survivor, the campers paid tribute to the Survivor gods.
The Survivor gods.
And the Gibson girls try to keep their inner fire lit.
Not looking good.